Hello friends, we have been coming up with VAT learning videos every month. Hope you find these useful. The topic we would like to discuss today is VAT treatment of reimbursement versus disbursement of expenses. There has been many confusion with many taxpayers related to the difference between the term reimbursement and disbursement of expenses and their treatment of VAT under VAT law. Federal Tax Authority had also issued a public clarification document to clarify the nature of these terms. In today's video, we will understand what is the difference between a reimbursement and a disbursement and what is their treatment under UAE VAT law. The term disbursement generally refers to the recovery of expenses which are incurred as an agent. There are some principles to establish the transaction as disbursement, which are like the other party on behalf of which we have incurred the expenses should be the recipient of goods or services. The liability of the payment should be on the other party. The invoice should be on the name of the other party itself. The other party should be authorized the agent to pay on their behalf. The goods or services paid for should be clearly additional to the original supplies made to the other party. The exact amount should be recovered without any markup. In this case, recharge of expenses will be treated as disbursement and will be considered as non-taxable or out of scope. For example, if a company A makes a payment to a supplier on behalf of their client company B and then invoices the company B for the payment, the supply was made already from supplier to company B. The supplier has invoiced now to company B and company B has authorized company A to make the payment on their behalf. The exact expenses that company A recovers here from company B will be considered as disbursement and will be taken as out of scope of VAT. On the other hand, the term reimbursement refers to the recovery of expenses that is incurred as a principal, which means expenses which you have incurred as a principal to complete a job and then charge back to your customers. Here, the person who incurs the expenses act as a principal and recharge the cost to the other person. There are some principles to establish the transaction as a reimbursement, which is the contract is between the person who incurs the expenses and the supplier. The goods or services received by the person who incurs the expenses and not the third person. The invoice is issued in the name of the person who incurs the expenses. In case of supply of goods, the ownership is with the person who incurs the expenses before the supply is moved onwards. In such cases, the recharge of expenses will be treated as reimbursement and will be considered as a supply for VAT purposes and will follow the same VAT treatment as the main supply. For example, company A enters into a contract with company B to provide company B with marketing services. Company A incurs certain out-of-pocket expenses in its own name while providing these services and recovers these amounts from company B as per the existing terms of their contract. The expense that company A recovers from company B will follow the same VAT treatment of main supply. So to summarize, reimbursement of expenses will be taxable and disbursement will not be taxable. And to consider whether the expenses are reimbursement or disbursement, please identify the nature of the transaction as per the agent principal relationship and the relevant documents. Thanks for watching this video. Hope it was useful to you and to understand the concept of disbursement versus reimbursement.